the primary question that I get from would-be sellers in what I like to call their exploratory phase is, what kind of remodeling should I complete? What kind of repairs should I complete? What kind of curb appeal increases should I complete before putting my house on the market? This is a fantastic question to ask, and not all of these things have simple answers. But what's very unique about the current market is that we're not just looking at the dollars and cents of various repairs and whether the return on investment makes sense. We're also looking at the current marketplace. The speed of the market is really beyond anything that we've seen before. We are back in that spring 2021 heat, strength. You can also call it exuberance if you want, where there's a massive influx of buyer demand and a supply that not only is very limited, but it is at a record low. Every week we're seeing about a 20% variance in what is available, which basically means that everything sells as it hits the market. It's really quite unprecedented. It's crazy that we're back in this kind of exuberance, but it's where we are. So another conversation to have is, what kind of premium pricing can you get in the current market for your house in any condition? So adding that aspect in the conversation, where you should be looking at what kind of remodeling can I do? How long will that take? When will that mean you're putting the house on the market? And what will those numbers look like? But make sure to also analyze what kind of a premium you can command in this current market. And really where this conversation gets to be a little bit more important is not on your home that is just the most beautiful house on the block, or that just really looks like it's going to appeal to buyers. Where this really becomes important is if your house maybe has just, it might be a little bit tough to sell in certain markets. Maybe it has something that we like to call functional obsolescence. So think like a 6-bed, 1-bath house. That'd be kind of difficult to sell sometimes. Or like you're on a very busy street, or maybe in a neighborhood where all the homes have open concept, like everyone loves. This one doesn't. Maybe it's dated. Maybe it has those 1970s shag carpets. Maybe it's in need of some repairs, like it needs a new roof, something like that. Buyers these days many of them have already swung and missed a few times, lost on a few homes that they really wanted, got the bad news that they lost in those multiple offer situations, even though they wrote very, very attractive offers. When buyers like that are competing for your property, the premiums that you can command against someone that's thinking like that on the other side of the negotiating table, that isn't technically negotiating with you, they're technically negotiating with other buyers that want the exact same thing. That's where you can sell for a significant premium. And the conversation no longer is about what can the property physically appraise for and what kind of premium packaging can you do. What kind of premium marketing can you also do to get that retail price? But the conversation is, what kind of a premium can we command above that market price? What kind of buyer can you procure who is going to pay above that market price? So a lot of aspects to consider in the current market. If you are just thinking, hey, what are the repairs? What's the return on investment? And how can I maximize that ROI? Great conversation to have. I highly recommend, especially if your house is maybe a little funky. We can all be kind of honest about that, not talking what we want to hear, but more what we need to hear. Now might be the time to get that house on the market, when, to use the poker analogy, you hold all of the cards as a seller instead of just most of the cards like sellers have in some of the recent hot markets that weren't totally white hot. But anyways, as always, even small little questions, even casual conversations, if there's anything that I can do to help you, you just feel free to reach out. Thanks.